Hey guys, welcome to another day of math. So, we're going to be talking about multi step inequalities. So, these are going to be, they can involve a few things. So, again, we're going to have three different answers. We're going to have our solved inequality, our graph of our inequality, and our interval notation. But again, anytime we're solving inequalities, we need to be focused on, or at least aware of the one thing that really kind of makes them different from equations when we're solving them, and that's the direction aspect, right? And for the most part, the direction stays the same except for one situation, which I have on the screen, and that's the warning that you guys all love. At least those of you that are my students love. Um, which basically, anytime you multiply or divide by a negative number to each side, so it has to be something going to each side, so moving it from one side to the other, a negative number, that inequality sign will flip. So if the alligator was eating to the right, all of a sudden he starts eating to the left instead. So that negative number, again, it's only when you multiply or divide each side, it's going to flip your inequality. Okay, so I'm going to go through it. I'm going to do a couple of examples here, just kind of show you guys some multi-step equations. So let's start with our rainbow font and everything. This problem right here. So I've got negative 16 is greater than 8 times 7b plus 3 minus 4 times b minus 3. So again, we follow the same rules with multi-step equalities that we do with equations, which is distribute, combine like terms, move the variable to one side, and then solve. So right here, I see a couple of things I can distribute. So I'm going to start by distributing those things into our parentheses first. Okay, so that's going to give me 8 times 7 is 56. Just got to make sure I remember my times tables. 56b, and then 8 times 3 is 24. And then negative 4 times b is negative 4b. And then negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Okay, so far so good. Distributed. Now I need to combine like terms. So right off the bat, I see there's two b's here, 56 and negative 4. They're going to combine to become 52b. Then I've got this 24 and this 12. Combine those, and they're both positive. So it'd be 36. And then I still have this negative 16 over here. So now it's just a two-step equation. I've only got one variable there, so I'm going to get rid of the acquaintance, the one that's adding here. So he's adding, so I'm going to subtract 36 to begin with. So negative 16 minus 36 is negative 52. And that's greater than 52b. And then my last step here, I'm going to divide by 52. Now this is a positive 52 that I'm dividing to each side, so it doesn't do anything to my inequality symbol. It's going to remain facing that direction. Negative 52 divided by 52 is negative 1, and then I have b, and that's one of my answers right there. There's my solved inequality. Whew. I mean, it wasn't really that much work. You distributed combined like terms, and it was a two-step equation. So it looked a lot heftier than it actually was, right? So our next step here is we're going to graph our inequality. So graph my inequality. I've got negative 1, and I can write the number before and the number after. And that's a 0, by the way. And I'll erase it. It's a better 0. Okay. Then to graph it, again, I draw my number line, and then I kind of go over here and I look at the inequality symbol. So if it's got a line underneath of it, it's going to be a closed circle. If it doesn't have a line underneath of it, it's going to be an open circle. This does not have a line underneath of it, so it's going to be an open circle. Then I look at what the alligator's eating. If the alligator's eating the number, it's going to go to the left. If it's eating the variable, it goes to the right. This alligator is eating the number, so it's going to go to the left. And there's another answer right there. There's my graph of my inequality. And then the last thing I do is my interval notation. So again, interval notation is least number, greatest number. So this is going to the negative infinity because it's going to the left. So that's going to be my least number. is negative infinity. And my greatest number is where it stops, which is at -1. So -1. And infinities always have a parenthesis. And if it's an open circle at the number, it's going to have a parenthesis as well. And that would be my last answer. So those are your 3 answers for that problem. Wasn't too tough, right? So now, if I can change my pen here. There we go. Let's go to another example. So this is one of those multi-step equations that's got all the party business in there, right? You've got your BFF here, right? He's right there. You've got your acquaintance. You've got your creeper. And you've got this random extra person. So when you got something like this, you're going to start off by getting rid of your extra person that's standing outside the door, not coming into the party. So we're going to get rid of him first and then just get rid of our party business like normal. So we're going to minus the 1 is our very first step. So that's going to give me -4x plus 2 all over -3 is less than -5 minus 1 is -6. Then we just treat it like a normal party. So we're going to get rid of our creeper. So this guy dividing the entire party, we're going to get rid of him first. So we're going to multiply each side by a -3. Now we're multiplying by a negative number to each side. So warning, we're multiplying by a negative number. That's the same as dividing by a negative number. So our inequality sign is going to flip. Okay, so these cancel out, and I'm left with -4x plus 2 is now greater than a positive 18. So now we just have a 2-step equation here. We're going to subtract the 2 next, right? -2 gives me -4x is greater than 16. Then I get rid of the -4. He's multiplying, so I'm going to divide each side by a -4. Oh, look at that. We're dividing by a negative number to each side. So warning, we have to flip the sign again. You had to flip it twice. You guys are loving this problem. I know it. Admit it. You love it. So these 4's cancel out. You're left with x, and the sign flips again. And you are left with a -4. So x is less than -4. It is one answer. So next step is we're going to draw our other answers here. So we're going to draw our number line. So I've got -4 and the number before and the number after. And then we come over here, we look at our inequality symbol. If it has a line underneath of it, it's going to be a closed circle. If it doesn't, it's an open circle, and this does not. So no closed circles for you guys today. So we have an open circle at -4. Then I look at the number. If it's eating the variable, it goes to the right. If it's eating the number, it goes to the left. This one is eating the number, so it's going to go to the left. And that would be my graph. So there's my other answer. And then my last answer is my interval notation. So I look at my graph, look at what the least number is. Least number looks like it's going off to -infinity, right? So -infinity would be my least number. My greatest number would be -4, because that is where it is stopping at -4, right? And infinities always have a parenthesis. And since this is an open circle, it's also going to have a parenthesis. If it had been a closed circle, it would have been a bracket, right? Square bracket. But this does not. So that is the other answer. So again, that kind of gives you pretty much everything you guys need for this assignment. If you have any questions, please talk to your teachers. We're here to help. We love to help. We want to help. We just need you guys to ask questions so we can help. Okay, and I'll see you guys out there.